Good morning. Today we are continuing on with those percentages. What's our magic number when we work with percentages? Everybody? 100. We need to remember that magic number. It will help us with each objective if we remember these numbers. Okay, so today we are converting, instead of working with those fractions, we are working with decimals. So percentages and decimals. So recall that a percentage literally means out of 100. We're going to rewrite each percentage below as a fraction out of 100. Then we're going to put that fraction into a decimal. The first one has been done for us. So 72% we know is 72 hundredths. Ooh, hundredths is a place value, right? So think about those place values. We have tens, ones, our decimal, then we have tenths and hundredths. Oh, there's our magic number, hundredths. It is our second decimal place. So we need to remember that hundredth place is very important when we go from percentages to decimals. So if it's 72 hundredths, that 2, that last number, needs to be in the hundredth place of our decimal. So 72 over 100, we call it 72 hundredths. That decimal, we don't just say 0.72. The official mathy name for it is 72 hundredths because it goes to the hundredth place. So if we look at 3%, what fraction would that be? Rhoda?
0.310.
No, my question was what fraction would it be?
300.
Yeah, 3 over 100 is 3 hundredths. We're going to write that out, 3 hundredths. Now we need to put it as a decimal. What would the decimal be for 3 hundredths? Alex?
0.03.
0.03. Now this is key. I always have students forget that hundredth place is our magic number. And they throw that 3 into the tenth place. Why would that be wrong? Why would it not look like that? Fernanda?
Because that would be 3/10.
Yeah, that's 3/10, not 3 hundredths. Our magic place is that hundredth place. This would make it 30 hundredths. There's a big difference between 3 hundredths and 30 hundredths. Remember what I said, the last number, that last number has to be in the hundredth place. So you fill in a 0 if it's a single digit. So it's 3 hundredths, not 30 hundredths. Let's look at our next one. 90%. What fraction would 90% be? Michael?
90 over 100.
90 over 100, which we say is 90 hundredths. What decimal does 90 hundredths look like? Jack?
0.90.
Yeah, 0.90, because we said that last digit goes in the hundredth place. Let's look at our next one. 114%. What fraction would that be? 114%. Vinny?
114 out of 100.
114 over 100. So that would be 114 hundredths. that decimal look like? What do you think, Audrey?
1.14.
Ah, 1.14. So we would call that 1 and, that decimal point, we use the word and, 1 and 14 hundredths. When we look at that, we see that 4 needs to be in the hundredths place. 114% is greater than 100%. So we know we're gonna have a number in that ones place, because it's bigger than 100%. Michael?
Going back to 900,
Mm-hmm.
even if there's a 0 in the 100 place, it still counts. And there's a 9 in front. Because the 0
So-
point counts.
90 hundredths is the same value as 9 tenths.
Oh.
So I accept either answer. So you could write 90 hundredths or you could write 9 tenths. It's the same value, so you would get credit for either of those. Good question. Next we have 150%. What does that fraction look like? Haley?
150 over
150 over 100. And we call that 150 hundredths. What does that decimal look like? What do you think, Evelyn?
150.
Say it.
1 decimal 50.
Yeah, 1 decimal point 50. Because that 0 is our last digit, that 0 goes in that hundredth place. Now, like Michael was saying, what if we don't put that 0 on and we say 1.5, 1 and 50 hundredths and 1 and 5 tenths, same value. So I'll accept it either way. Any questions on these steps? All right. So do you see how you can go directly from a percentage to a decimal? We don't have to write out the words. We don't have to give it the fraction, but we can see how that's working. So looking at the first one, both 72% and 72 hundredths means 72 out of 100, which is the same as 0.72, 72 hundredths. A second example, 59% literally means 59 out of 100, or 59 hundredths, or 0.59. A third example, 110% literally means 110 out of 100, or 110 hundredths, or 1 and 10 hundredths, 1.10. So what we can do, instead of doing the percent to the fraction to the decimal, we can just go straight from the percent to the decimal. So it says convert each percentage to a decimal. So 33% would be what decimal? Rhoda?
0.3313.
0.33, because we need to make sure that last digit is in that hundredth place. So you don't have to change it into the fraction. That was just getting us to understand how we're saying it and what it looks like. You can go straight to your decimal. Be careful when we have something like 2%. Remember that last digit has to be in the hundredth place. We don't want to mix up the tens and the hundreds. Very different numbers. When we have greater than 100%, that's when we know we're going to have numbers in the ones place. So now we're going to go the other way. We're going to reverse it. And we're going to have a decimal that we need to turn into a percent. So we're going to move that decimal point 2 places to the left. Oh, sorry, 2 places to the right. Said it wrong. So, if we look at 0.22, we move that decimal point 2 places over, and we see a 22. So that becomes 22%. 22 hundredths is 22%. We look at 0.3, uh-oh, there's nothing in my magic number hundredth place. What do I do? Matt, we add a 0 to it because we have to move that decimal point over 2 places. So you cannot forget that 0 in that hundredth place. We can't call 0.3 3% because, 3% is very different than 30%. Okay, you have to remember those zeros. You have to make sure those decimals go out to the hundredth place. If there's nothing there, fill it in. What would 1.56 be? What percentage is that? Haley?
156%.
Yeah, remember, if we have out to that ones place, it's above 100. So 156%. Any questions on going from decimal to percentages? Key thing, remember, you need digits all the way to the hundredth place. So when you see numbers that only are in the tenths place, add your zeros. So you're going to go ahead and work on both of these sections, okay, going from the percent to the decimal, then go from decimal to percentage. It's a 1-pager today, makes it a little bit easier. When you finish, don't go so fast that you make those simple mistakes. Check your work as you're going so you're not making those mistakes. When you're finished, if you had questions, come ask me. Work on that math packet. I have a couple math packets I'm correcting right now to pass back. But work on that packet number 5. If you are watching at home, I hope you are well. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe.